The year is 2000, Y2K fears have come and gone, the internet is still finding its footing, and the gaming world has more to offer on its way compared to remasters, microtransactions, and live services we're offered to today. Enter the PS2, a console so revolutionary it didn't just dominate its generations, it defined it. But what makes the PS2 what it is, and how did it become the best-selling console of all time? Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the first episode in my new series, The History of. Today we'll dive deep into the hardware, games, and legacy of Sony's crown jewel. The PS2 wasn't just a gaming console, it was a multimedia powerhouse. With a built-in DVD player, it became the first console to truly bridge the gap between gaming and home entertainment. For many families, including my own, the PS2 wasn't just our first gaming console, but also our first DVD player. In other terms, it wasn't just a machine for gamers, but a centerpiece for the modern living room. Sony's decision to include the DVD compatibility was strategic. DVDs were the cutting-edge media format at the time, and the PS2 gave people an affordable way to adopt this new technology. However, it also meant the PS2 could double as a home theater device, not only broadening its appeal beyond gamers, but people who saw it as a more cost-efficient alternative to DVD players. Mr. Kutaragi, known as the father of PlayStation, envisioned the PS2 not only as the successor to the PS1, but as a bridge to the future of gaming. By featuring backwards compatibility with PS1 games, Sony created a seamless upgrade path that respected gamers' existing library and hardware, including the PS1 controller and memory cards. Stepping aside from the internals, the console's design was sleek and futuristic. It didn't matter whether you had it standing vertically or laying it horizontally, it just looked cool. Of course, no console succeeds on hardware alone. The PS2's real magic lay in its game library. With over 4,000 titles released, it catered to every possible type of gamer. This wasn't just a gaming console, it was a gateway to countless worlds. The PS2 was home to some of the world's most iconic franchises in gaming history. Titles such as Final Fantasy X pushed the boundaries of storytelling and visuals. GTA San Andreas redefined open-world gaming. God of War brought cinematic action to new heights, and who could forget the emotional depth of Metal Gear Solid 3. With such a diverse library, experimental gems like Katamari Damacy and Shadow of the Colossus showed us that these games weren't just fun, but a piece of art showcasing how the medium could invoke emotions and challenge conventions. It was more than just a gaming console. The PS2 was a cultural phenomenon. By the end of its lifespan, over 155 million units had been sold worldwide, making it the best-selling console of all time to date. And that success wasn't limited to one region. In Europe, Pro Evolution Soccer became a household staple. In Japan, Dragon Quest VIII was so popular that its release date was moved to a weekend to avoid nationwide absenteeism from school and work. And in the US, the PS2 was a must-have for gamers and non-gamers alike. Apparently there were people scalping them on release, which I guess some things just never change. At the heart of the PS2's success was Mr. Ken Kutaragi. His vision for the PlayStation brand was ambitious. He didn't just want to make gaming consoles, he wanted to create platforms that would revolutionize the entertainment as a whole. You see, Mr. Kutaragi's insistence on integrating cutting-edge technology often put him at the odds with Sony's corporate leadership, but his bold decisions always paid off. The inclusion of the DVD playback, emotion engine processor, and backwards compatibility weren't just features. They were statements of intent showcasing Sony's commitments to innovation. Even today, over 2 decades after the PS4's debut, the legacy endures. Its games are still being remastered or emulated, and its influence can be seen in modern gaming consoles. For many, the PS2 remains the gold standard of what a console should be. This machine wasn't just a product of its time, it was a pioneer setting the stage for everything that followed. It proved that gaming could be more than a hobby, it could be an art form, a storytelling medium, a cultural force. So, what made the PlayStation 2 the best console of all time? The innovative hardware, unparalleled game library, cultural impact and visionary leadership of Mr. Ken Kutaragi. But what do you think? Did the PS2 deserve the love, or does another console hold that crown? You let me know down below. As always, thank you for watching, and take it easy everyone.
This is a prototype of this disc. Its name is UMD, so that this size has 120mm, 60mm, the half the size, but don't underestimate it, has a capacity of 1.8 GB, 3 times larger than CD-ROM.